What's up, guys? It's Richie here with your stat attack for whatever this week was in the past and the future and all that jazz and the suture and whatever. Alright, so let's start with some streaks still going. USF, even though they lost, they put up 36, so they now scored 20 plus in 38 straight games. USF scored, so now they've scored in 380 straight games. Let's see, Georgia Southern, first win over top 25 in their school history. They've now forced at least one turnover in 11 straight games. Virginia Tech, they've given up 45 plus points this season, 3 times this season. That's the first time they've done that since 1973. Virginia wide receiver Olamide Zaccheaus, he now has 2,000 receiving yards and 500 rushing yards in his career, which is he's the only active player to have that. Middle Tennessee, they had a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown, which is it's the longest play in college football history. No, you can't get longer than that with the way the rules are now. Houston has scored 40 or more points now in 8 straight games. And Kansas, they won a game in October for the first time since 2009. That's crazy. This can now be thrown out. Let's go to a whole bunch of stats. I like to track when people get 1,000 yards rushing and receiving and how close all these people can get. So let's go to some stuff here. I don't know where's all these people with their. All right. Now two more guys joined the 1,000-yard rushing club. Jonathan Taylor and Darrell Henderson had it before now. And now Jamar Jefferson of Oregon State has now run for 1,034. And J.J. Taylor, Arizona, he's run for 1,029. So the way I look at this, 427 rushing yards is the NCAA records. Those are the parameters I go out to. So that means I got to go out to, whoever got 573 or more. And that's a shitload. That's in the 60s. So let's just start right here, number 64. There's a lot of reading. That's all I'm saying. Bryce Perkins, quarterback for Virginia, 575. CJ Marable, Coastal Carolina, 576. Kevin Marks, Buffalo, 579. Toa, Nevada, 582. James Gilbert, Ball State, 586. Larry Roundtree, the third, Missouri, 594. Taquan Marshall, Georgia Tech, 598. CJ Verdell, Oregon, 600. Kelvin Hopkins Jr., Army, 601. Matt Goldburn, the second, Wake Forest, 603. Kevin Mensah, UConn, 609. Rakeem Boyd, Arkansas, 615. Trace McSorley, Penn State, 617. Darius Bradwell, Tulane, 617. Jamar Brooks, Tulsa, 623. Myles Gaskin, Washington, 623. Jatarvius Whitlow, Auburn, 626. Raquel Armstead, Temple, 626. Alexander Madison, Boise State, 637. David Montgomery, Iowa State, 648. Marcus Outlaw, Coastal Carolina, 649. Well, they might have 2,000-yard rushers this year. Puka Williams Jr., Kansas, 653. Tyler King Marshall, 655. Joshua Kelly, UCLA, 659. Patrick Laird, California, 660. Tobias Oliver, Georgia Tech, 660. Keyshawn Vaughn, Vanderbilt, 667. By the way, Georgia Tech, that's both their quarterbacks. Maybe they'll have 2,000-yard rushers. I don't know. Where was I? I said Keyshawn Vaughn, Vanderbilt, 667. Shai Werts, Georgia Southern, 671. Jordan Ellis, Virginia, 683. Spencer Brown, UAB, 694. Nick Brissett, LSU, 697. Devano Zigbo, Nebraska, 710. DJ Knox, Purdue, 719. Lexington Thomas, UNLV, 721. Nick Fitzgerald, Mississippi State, 732. Trey Ragas, Louisiana Lafayette, 734. Reggie Corbin, Illinois, 739. Benny LeMay, Charlotte, 745. BJ Smith, Troy, 757. Justice Hill, Oklahoma State, 776. Scotty Phillips, Ole Miss, 782. David Pindle, UConn, 784. Stevie Scott, Indiana, 791. Kadri Allison, Pittsburgh, 795. AJ Dillon, Boston College, 801. Alex Barnes, Kansas State, 816. Trayvon Williams, Texas A&M, 824. Kieran Higdon, Michigan, 831. Miles Sanders, Penn State, 834. Devin Singletary, Florida Atlantic, 837. Travis Etienne, Clemson, 845. Malcolm Perry, Navy, 862. Michael Warren, second, Cincinnati, 863. Levante Bellamy, Western Michigan, 865. Jordan Cronkite, South Florida, 933. Benny Snow Jr., Kentucky, 935. Benjamin, Arizona State, 938. Zach Moss, Utah, 964. And Nico Evans, Wyoming, 979. So, that being said, Nico Evans, Zach Moss, Benjamin, Benny Snell, Jordan Cronkite, I think I'll get over 1,000 yards next week. Lavonte Bellamy, Michigan, I'm not sure. He kind of is in and out. He would need 135. I'm going to say that I'm going to go with Malcolm Perry at Navy. He needs 138 rushing yards. They like to run it and all that stuff. So I think he gets to 1,000 yards rushing. Now, for the receivers. That record is 405 receiving yards in a game. So whoever is within 405 of 1,000. By the way, you still got two guys, Andy Isabella, Emas, John Ursua, over 1,000. So I got to go, to 595 out? Which is kind of a long ways again. It's 596 right there. All right. Caleb Fossen, Nevada, 596. Damon Hazleton, Virginia Tech, 596. A.J. Richardson, Boise State, 600. Paris Campbell, Ohio State, 600. Olabisi Johnson, Colorado State, 601. JoJo Ward, Hawaii, 603. Jadion Hyatt, Texas Tech, 608. Riley Miller, Ball State, 612. Jamarius Wade, South Alabama, 619. Hakeem Butler, Iowa State, 627. Colin Johnson, Texas, 628. Kalijah Lipscomb, Vanderbilt, 632. Stanley Morgan Jr., Nebraska, 638. Javon Durante, Florida Atlantic, 638. Antonio Gandy Golden, Liberty, 639. Sean Monster, Boise State, 642. Jalen Rager, TCU, 642. Adrian Hardy, Louisiana Tech, 644. Lil Jordan Humphrey, yes, Lil Jordan is his name, at Texas, 645. Trevon Brown, ECU, East Carolina, 645. McLean Mannix, Nevada, 648. Jaden Reed, Western Michigan, 654. KJ Hill, Ohio State, 656. Jalen Hurd, Baylor, 660. DeMonte Coxey, Memphis, 663. Poppy White, his name is Poppy, Ohio, 667. N'Keal Harry, Arizona State, 667. Jamal Custis, Syracuse, 672. CeeDee Lamb, Oklahoma, 674. Aaron Fuller, Washington, 675. Dylan Mitchell, Oregon, 677. J.D. Spielman, Nebraska, 686. Cedric Bird, Hawaii, 689. Olamide Zacchaeus, Virginia, 690. James Prochet, SMU, Southern Methodist University, 691. KJ Osborne, Buffalo, 696. Flynn Nagel, Northwestern, 711. Marquez Stevenson, Houston, 719. Marquise Brown, Oklahoma, 738. J.J. Arcega Whiteside, Stanford, 743. Greg Dortch, Wake Forest, 751. Keyshawn Johnson, Fresno State, 761. Jerry Jeudy, Alabama, 777. Laviska Shenault, Colorado, 780. Scott Miller, Bowling Green, 785. Kelvin Harmon, NC State, 794. Rondell Moore, Purdue, 802. A.J. Brown, Ole Miss, 805. Travis Fulgham, Old Dominion, 806. Tyler Johnson, Minnesota, 807. Rico Bussey Jr., North Texas, 822. Jonathan Duhart, Old Dominion, 847. Tylen Wallace, Oklahoma State, 940. Preston Williams, Colorado State, 951. And Antoine Wesley at Texas Tech at 977. Obviously, Antoine Wesley will probably get it on his next catch. I think Preston Williams should get it. Tylen Wallace, Oklahoma State, with the way they passed it last week, I don't see any reason for him to get it. Old Dominion, it looks like they're going to have two 1,000 yards receiver. Jonathan Duhart needs 153. I don't think they'll get it, though. In that one. All right, now I'm going to go down and see who's the nation's leading rusher and all that stuff before I get to all the bowl eligibles, whatever. Jonathan Taylor is leading the nation now with 1,155 rushing yards. Alabama leads the nation in points per game at 54. Georgia Tech leads the nation in rushing at 366 rushing per game. Washington State leads the nation rushing at 405 rushing yards per game. Houston leads the nation in total yards at 571.1 yards per game. Clemson, they're tied for the national lead with Kentucky for number one in the nation, with allowing only 13 points a game. Michigan State still has the number one rush defense, allowing only 77.38 rushing yards a game. Michigan leads the nation, allowing only 122.9 passing yards a game. And Michigan is number one in the nation, allowing 220 total yards per game. Oklahoma State still leads the nation with 31 sacks. Miami still leads the nation with 89 tackles for loss. Fresno State and LSU are both, and Maryland are all tied for the national lead with 14 interceptions for each school. Georgia Southern actually leads the nation in turnover margin. They are plus 19. And Kansas actually leads the nation with turnovers gained, which is plus 23. So turnover margin is the gained minus however many times you turn it over, and that's the plus. So even though Georgia Southern has a higher margin, Kansas had forced more turnovers, but they're right there neck and neck. Gardner Minshew, quarterback for Washington State, leads the nation with 3,183 passing yards. And the National League is tied between Dwayne Haskins of Ohio State and Cole McDonald of Hawaii. Both have 30 passing touchdowns. Receiving yards right now, Andy Isabella at UMass leads the nation with 1,091 yards. John Arcega of Hawaii leads the nation with 76 catches. Ben Burke-Irvin at Washington still leads the nation with 122 total tackles. Jalen Ferguson at Louisiana Tech, y'all don't know about him, but he leads the nation with 10.5 sacks so far this year. Nate Harvey at East Carolina still leads the nation with 17.5 tackles for loss. Jawan Feige, y'all don't know, but this guy at Charlotte, he got 6 interceptions this year, and that leads the nation as well. Inthula Kelly at Fresno State and Bryce Hall at Virginia both are tied for the national lead in passes defensed, which is interceptions plus broken up passes. They both have 18 pass defense each. Bryce Hall at Virginia leads the nation in passes broken up with 16 there. So now going to all the teams that are now bowl eligible. As of this weekend, West Virginia is now bowl eligible. Let's see. I'm skipping a lot. Syracuse, bowl eligible. Virginia, bowl eligible. Penn State, bowl eligible. Florida International, bowl eligible. Louisiana Tech, bowl eligible. Army, bowl eligible. Boise State, bowl eligible. Utah, bowl eligible. Bowl eligible means you have to at least win half your games. For most teams, that's 12 regular season games, so you have to get to at least 6 wins. For Hawaii and a couple teams that play 13 games, Hawaii actually has to get to 7 wins. So Hawaii has 6, they need to get a 7th win to be bowl eligible. A bunch of teams are now on the cusp, so let's just start with this. Coastal Carolina, they play Appalachian State. Now this game, Appalachian State and Coastal Carolina are both. They both have 5 wins, so whoever wins obviously will get to that 6th win. I think I picked Appalachian, I'm pretty sure I picked Appalachian State, so I think Appalachian State will be bowl eligible, so Coastal Carolina will not be. So Coastal Carolina I do not think gets it. Appalachian State I do think gets it. Auburn, they're taking on Texas A&M. And if I'm not mistaken, Auburn and Texas A&M are both at 5 wins, so clearly one of them will get it. I'm pretty sure I picked Auburn, so that means Auburn, I think, does get bowl eligibility. Mississippi State takes on Louisiana Tech. I actually don't remember who I picked for this game. I don't think I went with upset. I think because Louisiana Tech is actually now bowl eligible, so I think Mississippi State wins anyway and becomes bowl eligible. Texas A&M, I said earlier, I think they lose Auburn, so Texas A&M does not get to bowl eligibility. Colorado is 5-3. They take on Arizona. I'm pretty sure I picked Colorado, so I think Colorado does get bowl eligible. Cal, they take on Washington State, and I picked Washington State, so Cal does not become bowl eligible. Oregon plays UCLA. I think Oregon bounces back and wins. They get to 6, and I think they do become bowl eligible. Stanford takes on Washington, which, if I'm not mistaken, Washington already has 6 wins. I actually picked Stanford, so I think Stanford does become bowl eligible. I just can't find them on my list here. I wrote them down. Anyway, I think Stanford does become bowl eligible. Nevada, they have a bye week, so I will not pick that one now. Hawaii, they play Utah State. I picked Utah State. It should be a fun game to watch, but I think Hawaii does not become bowl eligible this week. Northern Illinois, they take on Akron on, I think, what, Thursday? So I actually do think NIU wins, so I think Northern Illinois does become bowl eligible. Ohio, on Thursday, they face Western Michigan. And I picked Ohio to win that because I think Western Michigan is already bowl eligible, but their quarterback is out for the season. So I think Ohio wins, and that will move them to bowl eligibility. Middle Tennessee State, they take on Western Kentucky. Middle Tennessee State should win, so I think they get bowl eligible. Marshall, they take on Southern Miss, and I picked them to win, so I think Marshall does become bowl eligible. Northwestern, they take on Notre Dame. I can't remember. I think I picked Northwestern. I think I should have printed my stuff out. I don't remember who I picked in my other video. So this one's interesting. I'm pretty sure I went with. I think I actually picked Northwestern for the upset, so I'm gonna say they do. If I'm wrong, whatever, fuck it. Wisconsin take on Rutgers. I think Wisconsin wins. I think they do become bowl eligible. All right, Michigan State and Maryland, they're both 5 wins, so one of them has to win. I think I picked Maryland to win, so I think Maryland becomes bowl eligible on that. Texas Tech, they take on Oklahoma. I don't think they become bowl eligible this week. I don't think they beat Oklahoma. And then Oklahoma State takes on Baylor, and I think that Oklahoma State wins, and I think they do become bowl eligible. Duke faces Miami. I think Miami bounces back and wins that one. So I think Miami becomes bowl eligible. I'm figuring out these things I forgot to set up. So, my bad. NC State, they take on FSU. Fuck, I don't remember who I picked in these games. This is terrible. Should I set all this stuff up? Let's see, NC State and FSU. I think I went with NC State, so I think NC State becomes bowl eligible. If I get this stuff wrong, I'll correct myself. But those are the teams, those are the things, those are the stats.